Welcome, loyal fans, to the 7th installment of the Angry Fat Man Rant series. Once again, I continue to be perplexed by your continued dedication to these rants, but please continue to watch them if they so amuse you. Today, you will be getting an interesting look into the origin of the Angry Fat Man Rants. As you can see, today, I am ranting in my vehicle, which is where these rants predominantly took place when I simply mocked my personal friends for being dumb enough to think these rants were entertaining. Today's topics will include mostly subjects around Oxford College and the government. So, if you don't go to Oxford College and are a Republican, I would advise you probably won't find this one at all remotely humorous. However, if you hate Republicans, i.e. are a sane, rational human being, or are a member of Oxford College, then, hell, maybe you can get a kick out of this. I start by posing the question, how many of you were lured into going to Midnight Madness? How many of you had to go to that bullshit? This is something I have to know. I mean, yeah, it's good to have pep rallies to, support the sports teams. So we have this Midnight Madness rally to try and support the basketball team. And I'm, going. I wasn't gonna go. But then, this other kid's like, come on, come with me. I need you to be there with me for some reason. Because, I don't know, I need someone to look like my gay lover. Or whatever. Anyway, we end up at the Midnight Madness thing. And I was dumbfounded because I hated pep rallies in high school to a pretty high extent, but was completely and totally awestruck to see that this was of poorer quality than my high school. How bad is that? This is college. College where people are supposed to actually be dedicated to wanting to truly succeed and all of their fucking extracurricular activities, and they can't even put a fucking pep rally on. I mean, I'm sorry. The game entertainment was terrible. And then the basketball team comes out, and their fucking idea of a good show is to run through drills in front of us. Fucking, layup drills. And I shit you not, 8 minutes. Who wants to sit there and fucking watch layup drills for 8 fucking minutes? And that's supposed to inspire us to fucking love the entertainment that can be provided by our sports team? What the hell is up with that? I mean, the fucking moral of the story is my ass was out of there with the anger flowing through me at being deprived of an hour and a half of my life before it was over. I couldn't bear to wait another fucking minute. So I grabbed that kid that was with me and we were like, we're leaving. We're leaving right the fuck now. I'm saving you from this horror. And I wasn't the only fucker to leave, trust me. I saw others bailing too, and I don't blame any of you who evac'd from that shit. Jesus fucking Christ, it was dull. Also, I have a special note, speaking of sports. I want all of you sophomores to know, use a hoe! That's right, freshmen kicked your ass at the Powder Puff game. How does that make you feel, bitches? Our men in drag are better than your men in drag. How does that make you feel? You are girlier girly men than us. That's right. Sit down, bitches. I want you all right now to just sit the fuck down. Suck it. That's right. All right. Moving along. I have to bring up this next topic because this is actually of somewhat importance, which most of the things I bring up in these rants are not of any importance to anyone whatsoever. But, I mean, look, all of you know long ago that the government passed the Patriot Act and all of the controversy that followed it. What I wonder is how many of you know that then they suspended habeas corpus very recently. I mean, what the fuck is up with that? I mean, honestly, how many liberties are we going to let get taken away from us before we actually notice and do something about it? I mean, come on. I'm sorry. Any America where liberty is no longer available is not an America worth defending. Fuck that America, because that's no fucking better than where we started. We granted our people, when we founded this nation, unheard of freedoms. Unheard of, that shocked the world. that made the aristocracy around the world go, are you fucking retarded? You're gonna let people be equal? What the fuck is the matter with you? How can you do something that dumb and contrary to your rich people's interest? But we did it. And we founded this nation on being able to do anything you want to pursue happiness. Just whatever gives you shits and giggles, you go for it. Who cares? And now we're going to have these things taken away from us one by one. I mean, look, right now, we're not living in any kind of terrible oppressiveness. But the thing is, right now, the way the laws are set up on the books, if they wanted to right now, they can fucking arrest your ass without charging you and hold you indefinitely. American citizens, they can do this to now. Just, hey, I don't like what you were saying about the president, so get your fucking ass in jail. Okay? Look, a true patriot is one who questions the government. Blindly listening to the government, that's not fucking patriotism. That's nationalism. Alright? I don't like to make comparisons like other people do. They quickly jump to stuff like, you know, Nazism and to Orwellian situations. And I don't fucking jump to those because it takes the power away. If you jump to those right away, all of a sudden making those comparisons is completely meaningless. But look, you combine the Patriot Act, the suspension of habeas corpus, and the John Warner Defense Act, and I'm sorry, the fucking police state has been legalized. And I was accused, sharing this with other people, of being somebody who thought that the president was a Nazi or something. And I had somebody else who was discussing this with me say, well, why not? Look, the fact is, look at the history behind the coming of Nazi Germany. The threat of terrorism was over-exaggerated, and then a dictatorship was legally seized. Legally. That's the thing. I'm sorry, once the single first link in the chains to hold down our freedoms are forged, then making the rest of them is too fucking easy. It's just too much. I can't even talk about that fucking shit. It's just, I can't believe that Americans don't pay attention to that. Instead, we're tied up doing other retarded ass shit. Like, okay, you know what? If any of you are actually a member of the group, you might have noticed that I recently discovered the existence of the Facebook group, the Angry Fat Man Rant Official Fan Club. What is wrong with you people? I'm not funny! This is not fucking hilarious at all. I'm fat and I'm yelling at a camera. And I have a fan club? What the fuck? I can't even begin to understand this. You know what? It's all well and good. But the problem is, people pay attention to that shit. And then we sit back because as long as we're not being personally affected, we don't do anything about threats to our liberties. But by the time you're personally affected, by the time it comes to that, then our kids will be reading Old Thinkers Unbellyfield USA. That's what it's going to come down to. But at that point, there's nothing you can do. Because if you speak out, you're seen as a dissident and the legal system has been put in place to put you away. So, I mean, when people argue, have you been personally affected? And you say, fuck no. And they're like, then shut the fuck up. I'm like, no. Because you know what? The quote is old, but it applies. When they came for the communists, I said nothing. Because I wasn't a communist. When they came for the Jews, I said nothing. Because I wasn't a fucking Jew. And when they came for the homosexuals, I said nothing. Because I wasn't a homosexual. And then when they fucking came for my ass, wasn't anyone left to save me.